the hidden power of receiving. For as long as you can remember, you've been taught that giving is good. You've been told that to give is to be kind, to be generous, to be spiritual. And all of that is true. But what if I told you that most people are not struggling because they give too little? They're struggling because they don't know how to receive? Yes, to receive. Fully, freely, unapologetically, to receive love, to receive compliments, to receive money, to receive help, to receive blessings, joy, and prosperity, to receive abundance without guilt, without resistance, without shame. And that, my friend, is where most people unknowingly block the very flow of wealth they're chasing. In this chapter, you will discover the unseen force behind your current level of abundance. You will learn that receiving is not weakness. It is not greed. Receiving is a sacred skill, a spiritual principle, and a universal law, the law of receiving. And once you master it, your life will begin to shift in ways that will seem miraculous, yet fully natural. Because receiving isn't something you force, it's something you allow. You're not meant to struggle. Let's begin here. You were not born to live in lack. Scarcity is not your spiritual destiny. It is not your purpose to always be scraping, stressing, surviving. You were born into a universe of infinite flow. Look at nature. Trees don't ration oxygen. The sun doesn't withhold light. Rivers don't hoard water. There is no guilt in receiving rain. No shame in basking in sunlight. Only humans block the flow with thought, with conditioning, with unworthiness, with pride disguised as humility. But that was never the plan. The Creator, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, made you part of this magnificent, abundant ecosystem. You were not made to beg for breadcrumbs. You were made to receive fully, and in turn, circulate that abundance back into the world. It's a cycle, and that cycle is broken the moment you block your receiving. The forgotten law of the universe. We've all heard of the law of attraction, but the law of receiving is the forgotten half of the equation. It states that the energy you are open to receive determines the wealth you will experience. Not how hard you work, not how much you hustle, not how much you suffer. You can only receive what you are energetically available for. If you don't feel worthy of money, it will avoid you even if you're talented. If you fear success, you'll sabotage every breakthrough. If you feel guilty for receiving help, you'll push away support when you need it most. Your external wealth is a reflection of your internal receptivity. Why giving without receiving creates lack. Here's the hard truth. Many people give out of fear, not love. They give because they don't want to feel selfish. They give because they think it's the only way to feel worthy. They give because they don't know how to receive. But when you only give and never receive, you disrupt the energetic flow. Imagine a river that only gives water but never takes any in. Eventually, it runs dry. You were never meant to pour endlessly without being filled. Receiving is not selfish. It is balance. It is harmony. It is universal law. When you receive with grace, you say to the universe, I trust the flow. I know there's more than enough, and I am willing to allow it. That is abundance. That is power. That is the starting point of wealth. The fear of receiving. Why is it so hard for people to receive? Because receiving feels vulnerable. When you receive, you are seen. You are open. You are no longer in control. And for many people, that feels unsafe. They've been conditioned to believe, if I take too much, I'm greedy. If I accept help, I'm weak. If I receive money, I'll owe something. If I shine too bright, others will be jealous. These beliefs become emotional armor, but that armor blocks blessings. Let me say it again. Receiving requires vulnerability. It requires trust. It requires allowing. It requires surrender. But in that surrender is strength. In that openness is abundance. The energy of receiving. Receiving is more than an action. It's a frequency. Some people receive everything with grace. Compliments, opportunities, support, even miracles. Others block it all. Same world, different frequency. When you open your energy to receive, your vibration shifts. You stop chasing and start attracting. You stop controlling and start allowing. You stop proving and start embodying. You become magnetic. Money flows. People show up. Ideas spark. Doors open. Why? Because the universe cannot give to a closed vessel. But when you open, truly open, everything changes. How to know if you're blocking receiving? Let's test this. Answer these questions honestly. Do you feel awkward when someone gives you a compliment? Do you apologize when asking for help or support? Do you downplay your achievements to make others comfortable? Do you feel guilty when money comes easily to you? Do you feel like you always have to earn or justify your blessings? If you answered yes to any of these, you are resisting receiving. And that resistance is costing you abundance. The good news can be changed. Reframing receiving as a gift. What if I told you that receiving is a gift to the giver? Think about it. When someone gives you a compliment and you say, "Oh no, not really," you reject their offering. When someone offers to help and you say, "No, I'm fine," you deny them the chance to contribute. When someone blesses you financially and you feel shame, you choke the flow. Every act of genuine receiving completes a sacred cycle. It says, "I honor your gift. I trust this moment. I allow abundance." And in doing so, you empower the giver. You expand the energy between you. You fuel the universal law. Receiving is not selfish. It is sacred. Starting the shift today. So, how do you begin shifting into the receiving frequency? Start small. Say thank you without deflecting. Ask for what you need without guilt. Acknowledge compliments without apology. Accept help without shame. Allow blessings without needing to explain. Each time you do, you signal to the universe, "I'm ready. I'm open. I'm willing." This shift in energy will not go unnoticed. Doors will open. Money will flow. Support will arrive. Ideas will land. Not because you forced it, but because you finally became available for it. Final message. The power is already within you. The law of receiving is not something you learn. It's something you remember. It's your natural state. You were born open, born worthy, born receptive. It was the world that taught you to close. But now you are reclaiming your true nature. You are reactivating the divine flow. You are letting go of guilt and shame. You are choosing worthiness and abundance. You are no longer a giver running on empty. You are a full, radiant being, giving and receiving in perfect balance. And now, the universe can finally do what it's been trying to do all along.
Pour into you.
Understanding abundance as energy. If you look around right now, you might see wealth in the form of things. A bank account filled with numbers. A luxury car. A beautiful home. A diamond ring. A 7-figure business. But let's go deeper. Look beyond the physical. What if wealth wasn't just about the things you can touch or count? What if abundance isn't stuff, but frequency? Because the truth is, and this is the truth the wealthiest, most aligned people know, abundance is energy. You don't attract wealth by chasing it. You attract wealth by becoming a match for it. The energy universe you live in. Let's step into the reality of the universe you actually live in. Not the one you were taught in school, but the one revealed through quantum physics, spiritual law, and energetic alignment. This universe is not solid. It's not made of matter. It's made of vibrating particles, moving so fast and so freely that what we perceive as physical is actually mostly empty space. Everything you see, touch, own is energy. And so are you. You are not just flesh and blood. You are vibration. You are frequency. You are a broadcasting tower, sending out energetic signals every second. Those signals, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, attract back to you experiences that match them. This is not superstition. This is science. And more importantly, this is your power. You attract what you are a match for. Here's the foundational law. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are in vibrational alignment with. You may want more money, but if you believe money is scarce, if you feel anxious every time you spend, if you expect to struggle, then your energetic field is not a match for abundance. It's a match for lack. And so, the universe, being precise, neutral, and obedient, reflects that lack back to you. Not as punishment, but as a mirror. Everything is a mirror. Your reality is a perfect match for your dominant energetic signature. This is not to blame, it's to empower. Because if your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are creating your results, you have the power to shift them, and in doing so, shift your life. The frequencies of lack versus abundance. Let's talk vibration. Here's what lack feels and sounds like in energy terms. I never have enough. I have to hustle to deserve money. Rich people are greedy. Money doesn't come easily to me. It's wrong to want more. This frequency is full of guilt, fear, stress, resistance, survival energy. Now contrast that with the frequency of abundance. There is more than enough. Money flows to me easily and freely. I trust the timing of my wealth. I receive with joy and gratitude. I am in harmony with prosperity. This vibration radiates joy, peace, trust, expansion, confidence. The difference is night and day. And here's the key. You can feel your own frequency. It lives in your body, in your breath, in your emotions. And when you shift it, you shift everything. Tuning into the frequency of wealth. Imagine for a moment that abundance is a radio station. It's playing 24/7, all around you, broadcasting wealth, success, opportunity, and miracles. But if you're tuned into the frequency of fear or frustration, you can't hear the signal. Not because abundance isn't there, but because you're not in resonance. So how do you tune in? You tune in by aligning your energy, your thoughts, emotions, and actions to the frequency of wealth. It's not enough to say affirmations if you don't believe them. It's not enough to visualize if your body is still stuck in fear. Alignment means embodiment. You don't just say, I am wealthy. You feel it. You move like it. You act from it. Even before the physical money arrives. That's the paradox of energy work. You must become abundant before the world shows you abundance. Abundance is a state of being, not a result. We've been trained to believe, when I get rich, I'll feel safe. When I reach 6 figures, I'll be confident. When I have more, I'll give more. But that's backwards. In energetic truth, you feel safe and that attracts more security. You embody confidence, and wealth follows your self-worth. You give with joy, and life gives to you tenfold. Abundance is not the reward, it's the starting point. You don't wait for wealth to feel abundant. You feel abundant and wealth begins to respond. Your thoughts are currents of energy. Every thought you think is a frequency. Loving thoughts create expansion. Grateful thoughts open your field. Fearful thoughts create contraction. Judging thoughts tighten your vibration. If you want to increase your financial abundance, you must begin by upgrading the quality of your thinking. This means catching thoughts of scarcity and replacing them, choosing higher-feeling perspectives, refusing to rehearse your limitations. Abundance begins in the mind, and from there it travels into the body, the choices, and ultimately the results. How emotions magnify your energy. If thoughts are the signal, emotions are the amplifier. You may think about abundance, but if you feel anxious, doubtful, or guilty, your signal is jammed. Your emotions must support your vision, not contradict it. This is why emotional regulation is wealth creation. You cannot create a joyful financial life from a place of fear and resentment. You must feel the frequency now, even in small ways. Ask yourself daily, what's one thing I can do today that feels abundant? What can I appreciate right now that reminds me I'm already rich? Emotionally, abundance might be savoring your morning coffee, laughing freely with a friend, honoring your body with rest, buying something beautiful without guilt, breathing deeply and trusting life. These are not trivial. These are energetic anchors. They train your nervous system to normalize abundance. And when it's normal inside, it becomes normal outside. Common patterns that block abundant energy. Let's get real. You may be saying all the right things, doing the vision boards, reciting affirmations, following financial plans. But if the following energetic patterns are present, you are silently repelling wealth. Clenching when spending money, judging wealthy people, believing money is hard to get, feeling unworthy of ease, comparing yourself to others, overgiving and under-receiving, fear of outshining your family or friends. These are subtle, but they are powerful. They lower your vibration. They create subconscious wealth rejection. It's not about effort. It's about alignment, anchoring abundance through the body. Your body is the receiver of abundance. You may say, I am wealthy, but if your chest is tight, your breath is shallow, and your body is in stress mode, your energy is blocked. Try this now. Sit upright. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders. Place your hand on your heart. Say out loud, I am open to receiving. Abundance flows to me now. I allow ease, wealth, and joy. Feel it. Let your body experience it. This is the work. Daily, repeatedly, patiently, not waiting for proof but becoming the proof. Final message. Energy first, everything else follows. Let this be your new truth. I create wealth through my frequency. Before the money arrives, the energy arrives. Before the job lands, the alignment happens. Before the windfall comes, the field expands. Energy is first. Reality is second. So begin living, moving, and thinking as the wealthiest version of yourself now. Because when your vibration says, I am safe, I am worthy, I am abundant, the universe has no choice but to agree. It always matches your energy. So tune in, turn it up, and receive. Identifying your blocks to receiving. You've learned that abundance is energy. You've learned that to receive wealth, you must first align with it. You understand that money is not a reward for hard work alone. It's a mirror of your energetic frequency. So if wealth is not showing up in your life the way you desire, the question is no longer, what do I need to do? It becomes, what's blocking me from receiving what's already available? You see, the universe is not stingy. It is not testing you. It is not hiding your blessings behind some cosmic puzzle. Your abundance is already here, in potential, in opportunity, in frequency. The only thing standing between you and it is you, specifically your blocks to receiving. And the truth is, most people have no idea they're even blocked. They work harder. They try more strategies. They push and struggle and burn out, all while unknowingly resisting the very thing they say they want. In this chapter, we're going to shine a light on those hidden walls. And once seen, they can be dissolved. The silent saboteurs, how we block abundance. Blocks to receiving don't usually scream. They whisper. They hide in beliefs that seem normal. They disguise themselves as logic or humility. They blend into your thoughts so quietly you don't even question them. But if you don't uncover them, they run your life from the shadows. Let's begin with the most common ones. Block number 1. Feeling unworthy. This is the root of nearly every other block. At some point, you may have absorbed the belief, I don't deserve to have more. Maybe you were told, don't be greedy. Money doesn't grow on trees. Be grateful for what you have. People like us don't get rich. Or maybe you were never told anything, but you watched your caregivers stress about money, fight over it, fear it. You learned that abundance equals conflict, that having too much will make others uncomfortable, that wanting more is wrong. So now, without realizing it, you sabotage your own receiving. You undercharge. You push away compliments. You apologize for success. You give more than you allow in. You feel guilt when money comes easily. This isn't a flaw in you, it's a program. And like any program, it can be rewritten. Block number 2. Guilt and shame around money. Many people carry emotional baggage around money. Ask yourself, does having money make you feel uncomfortable? Do you believe money corrupts people? Do you feel guilty when others have less? Guilt is like a magnet in reverse, it repels wealth. Shame, especially, is toxic to your receiving field. Creates a loop that says, I want more, but I'm bad for wanting more. And so the desire and the guilt cancel each other out. The result? Energetic resistance. You might work hard. You might hustle. But you won't allow yourself to hold the money when it comes. Because deep down, you feel like you shouldn't. Block number 3. Fear of judgment. One of the sneakiest blocks? What will people think of me if I become wealthy? This fear usually stems from childhood wounds or cultural conditioning. My friends will think I've changed. My family will say I'm arrogant. People will expect things from me. Others will try to tear me down. And so, you subconsciously stay small to stay safe. You cap your income. You reject opportunities. You sabotage momentum. Not because you don't want success, but because you're afraid of what success might cost you socially. The truth? You can be wealthy and kind, successful and grounded, prosperous and generous. But you must release the fear of being misunderstood. Freedom requires it. Block number 4. Fear of responsibility. This one surprises people. But some are afraid of wealth not because of greed or guilt, but because of what they think it will require. I won't know how to manage that much. People will ask for things I can't give. It will be too complicated. I'll mess it up. So they delay. They shrink. They avoid expansion. Because on some level they equate more money with more pressure, more complexity, more weight. But here's the truth. Money doesn't create stress. Unhealed beliefs do. Money simply expands who you already are. When you build internal structure, clarity, boundaries, discernment, money becomes a tool, not a burden. Block number 5. Rehearsing lack stories. Your words are spells. If you constantly say things like, I can't afford that. Money's just tight right now. I always struggle with finances. I never get lucky like other people. You're reinforcing a reality you don't want. Your subconscious mind listens, and it creates what it hears most often. You are rehearsing a role, and your life becomes the stage. To receive more, you must speak differently. Start now. I'm learning to open to abundance. Money flows to me more and more each day. I'm discovering how good it feels to receive. I am becoming the version of me who lives in overflow. Change your language and your life will follow. Identifying your personal blocks. Let's get practical. Take a moment right now to reflect. Grab a journal or simply pause and feel. Ask yourself, what beliefs did I absorb about money growing up? Do I feel guilty when I receive more than others? Do I downplay my success to make others comfortable? Am I afraid of being seen as too much? Do I associate wealth with stress or betrayal? Do I silently judge people who have more than me? Whatever arises, don't judge it. Just observe. These answers are gold. They're showing you the energetic blocks you've unconsciously carried. And now that you see them, you can begin to let them go. The truth behind every block. Every block to receiving can be traced back to one root lie. I am not worthy. That lie was never yours. It was inherited, installed, reinforced. But it's not true. You are worthy. Not because you've earned it. Not because you've given enough, suffered enough, or proved enough. You are worthy because you exist. That's it. You are a creation of divine intelligence. A piece of the infinite. Your worth is not negotiable. And when you truly understand this, the blocks begin to dissolve. Healing the blocks, the first layer of release. Healing your blocks is a process. You don't have to fix everything overnight. But here's where you start. Awareness. Simply seeing your patterns is the beginning of freedom. Compassion. Don't shame yourself for the blocks. Love the parts of you that were trying to protect you. Choice. Decide today to choose differently. To open. To allow. To release. You don't have to be perfect to receive. You just have to be willing. And with each small step, your receiving expands. Final words. You're not broken. You've been blocked. Let me remind you of something powerful. You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You've simply been blocked. And blocks can be cleared. What was once unconscious is now coming into the light. What once stopped you can now empower you. What once felt heavy can now be released. You do not need to chase wealth. You need only to become open enough, healed enough, aware enough to let it in. It's already here. Now you are finally ready to receive it. Rewiring the mind for wealth. You've seen the truth. You've uncovered the silent blocks that have been holding you back from the abundance that's already surrounding you. Now comes the most powerful part of the journey. It's time to rewire your mind. Because the truth is this: wealth is not created with your hands, it's created with your mind. And before money ever lands in your bank account, before wealth shows up in your reality, it must first exist in your belief system, your identity, and your mental habits. In this chapter, you'll learn how to shift your thoughts from scarcity to prosperity. You'll learn how to train your subconscious to expect wealth. And you'll begin building a mental blueprint so powerful, so aligned with abundance, that the outer world will begin to catch up with your inner world. Because wealth doesn't respond to effort alone. It responds to identity. And that identity is created through repetition, through rewiring. Why your mind is your wealth generator. Your brain is not just an organ. It's a pattern machine. It runs on loops, on default settings, on instructions it picked up years ago, most of them before you were even old enough to choose. And unless those instructions are changed, you'll continue to recreate the same financial reality over and over again. You could win the lottery and lose it all in a year. You could make 6 figures and still feel broke. You could get a raise and still sabotage your savings. Because wealth is not about income, it's about programming. Your outer world is reflecting your inner code. So if you want to receive more, you must upgrade your mind to match what you desire. How the subconscious mind creates your financial reality. Let's talk about the subconscious, the part of your mind that controls 95% of your thoughts, decisions, behaviors, and emotional responses. The subconscious is like the operating system behind the scenes. It doesn't judge. It doesn't argue. It doesn't ask if your beliefs are true. It simply accepts what it's been told repeatedly. If you've told it, money is hard to earn. People like me don't get rich. I'm bad with money. There's never enough. I'll always struggle financially. It installs those beliefs as commands. And it will keep fulfilling them again and again until they're overwritten. Which means, to shift your external reality, you don't have to fight harder. You just have to speak a new language to your subconscious. Repetition plus emotion equals rewiring. There's a formula that governs the rewiring process. Repetition plus emotion equals reprogramming. Let's break it down. Repetition tells the subconscious, this is important. Emotion opens the subconscious to absorb it faster. Think of how you learned your fears. Maybe someone yelled, punished you, or shamed you, and that emotional charge etched a belief into your nervous system. But the same principle works in reverse. You can imprint empowering beliefs into your system using repetition and emotional energy. It's not instant, but it's inevitable if you stick with it. This is the foundation of mental rewiring. Step 1. Define your wealth identity. Before you can rewire, you must know what you're rewiring into. Ask yourself, who is the version of me who easily receives wealth? Really see them in your mind. How do they walk? How do they think about money? How do they spend, give, and receive? What do they believe about their worth, their value, their power? You are not faking it. You are activating the version of you that already exists in potential. This identity becomes your target frequency. And the more time you spend there, mentally, emotionally, energetically, the more the universe aligns to that version. Step 2. Create wealth affirmations that actually work. Affirmations are not magic words. They work only when they're believable, emotionally charged, and repeated with intention. Generic phrases like, I am a millionaire, may backfire if your mind screams back, no, you're not. So here's how to build affirmations that actually rewire you. 1. Start with I am or I am becoming. This tells your subconscious, identity shift is in progress. 2. Keep it believable. Stretch your belief but don't snap it. Instead of, I make $1 million a month, try, I am becoming someone who confidently receives large amounts of money. Instead of, I love money. When that feels false, try, I'm learning to feel more comfortable receiving money. Affirmations should feel like a bridge, not a lie. 3. Say them with emotion. Speak them aloud. Look in the mirror. Breathe deeply. Feel them. Add movement if you want. Dance, walk, breathe powerfully. Emotion opens the subconscious. Emotion is the glue. Step 3. Visualize with sensory detail. Visualization is mental rehearsal for reality. Top athletes use it. Billionaires use it. Manifestation experts swear by it. Why? Because when you see something clearly in your mind with emotion and detail, the subconscious begins to accept it as familiar. It becomes easier to take action, easier to receive, easier to hold. Try this. Each morning, close your eyes for 3 to 5 minutes and ask, what does my wealthy life look like today? Then feel it. See yourself checking your bank account with peace. Picture yourself saying yes to aligned opportunities. Feel the confidence of knowing you are supported. Imagine spending, investing, or giving with joy, not fear. Make it vivid. Make it real. Make it normal. Because the more normal it feels in your body, the faster it becomes normal in your world. Step 4. Practice mental disruption. Even as you rewire, the old beliefs may pop up. That's okay. You're not trying to eliminate all negative thoughts. You're training yourself to disrupt them and replace them. When a scarcity thought shows up, there's not enough. Pause. Say, that's the old programming. I choose abundance. And then replace it with, there's always more where that came from. I'm supported in every way. I'm safe to receive. The key is not perfection. The key is pattern interruption. Every time you stop a fear spiral and choose a new thought, you weaken the old circuit and strengthen the new one. That is rewiring in action. Step 5. Create a wealth ritual. Consistency creates results. Pick 1 or 2 practices and do them daily. Even 5 to 10 minutes is enough to shift your vibration. Your ritual could include speaking your wealth affirmations aloud, journaling as your future self, listening to high vibration music, meditating on abundance, reading a page of a wealth-building book, saying, I receive with ease 3 times with deep breaths. Keep it simple. Keep it sacred. Make it yours. Ritual becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes identity. Identity becomes reality. Final message. Your mind is the master key. Here's the truth no one told you. You are not blocked because of your intelligence, or your background, or your qualifications. You are only blocked because your mind has been trained to expect less. But now you are training it to expect more, to believe in more, to receive more, to hold more. And when your mind accepts abundance as normal, the universe will follow your lead. Because wealth doesn't come from wishing, it comes from wiring. And you, my friend, are becoming the kind of person wealth flows to easily. Not someday, but starting now. The vibration of gratitude. If there is one emotion that opens every energetic door, if there is one frequency that aligns you instantly with abundance, joy, peace, and prosperity, if there is one mindset that transforms both your present and your future, it is this. Gratitude. Not performative gratitude. Not robotic thank yous. Not spiritual bypassing that ignores pain. I'm talking about embodied, energetic, soul-deep gratitude. The kind of gratitude that doesn't just say thank you, but radiates, I am full. I am blessed. I am ready for more. Because gratitude is not just good manners. It's not just about being nice or polite. Gratitude is magnetism. It is energetic alignment with wealth. And when you understand how to feel it, live it, and practice it, even before your external world changes, gratitude becomes the fastest bridge to receiving everything you've asked for. Gratitude is a frequency, not just a feeling. Let's begin by redefining gratitude. Gratitude is not just a reaction to something good happening. It is not something you access after success arrives. It is not something you reserve for holidays or moments of celebration. Gratitude is a state of consciousness. It is a choice, a frequency, a vibrational command. It says to the universe, I see what is here. I receive it fully. I feel the blessing. I trust there's more. And that signal, that open-hearted vibration, tells the universe, send more. Because the universe responds not to your words, but to your energy. When you vibrate at the level of gratitude, you become a magnet for miracles. Why gratitude unlocks wealth. let's talk about why this works on a deeper level. Gratitude does 3 powerful things to your energetic system. 1. It shifts you from lack to abundance. When you're focused on what's missing, your energy tightens. You contract, you doubt, you fear, you repel. But when you focus on what's already here, no matter how small, you expand. Your heart softens, your breath deepens, your body opens, your field becomes receptive. And that's when receiving begins. 2. It trains your subconscious to expect more. The subconscious mind is always listening to your focus. When you are grateful, you tell your mind, "This is good. Let's have more of this." You are literally reprogramming your internal filters to seek out, recognize, and create more wealth experiences. Suddenly, opportunities stand out. Ideas click into place. Resources flow your way. Not because anything magical happened, but because you tuned your brain to the frequency of abundance. 3. It brings your future into your present. Here's something powerful. When you feel gratitude for a future experience as if it's already done, you collapse the timeline between now and then. You create energetic resonance. You stop needing. You stop chasing. You stop doubting. And you start living as if, which is the most powerful state to create from. Gratitude is how you vibrate in harmony with your future. Now, the problem. Most people only feel gratitude for the big things. Many people wait until something massive happens before they allow themselves to feel gratitude. I'll be grateful when I make 6 figures. I'll be grateful when I'm debt-free. I'll be grateful when I finally get the dream house. But that delay in gratitude is also a delay in receiving. Because you cannot manifest what you're not a match for. And if you're only grateful for what you can see, you are missing the entire point. Gratitude is what brings the vision into view. So you must start now. Start small. Start daily. Start with what is already here, even if it's not perfect. Because gratitude expands what you appreciate. Real gratitude is in the details. Let's make this practical. Gratitude is most powerful when it is specific and sensory. Instead of saying, "I'm grateful for my life," say, "I'm grateful for this quiet morning. The way my tea smells. The sunlight coming through my window. The peace I feel even before the world wakes up." Instead of, "I'm thankful for my family," say, "I'm grateful for how my son's laughter makes me feel safe. For the way my partner supports my growth. For the daily texts from my sister that remind me I'm loved." Specificity grounds the feeling. And feelings are what create frequency. Vague gratitude is good. But detailed gratitude is transformational. Daily gratitude practices to raise your frequency. Here are powerful ways to integrate gratitude into your daily life and begin rewiring your energy field. 1. Morning gratitude activation. Each morning, before you check your phone or move into doing, place your hands over your heart and say out loud, "Thank you for this day. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for the opportunities coming my way. I receive this day with open arms." Spend 2 to 3 minutes feeling into that frequency. This opens your channel from the very start. 2. Gratitude journaling. Each day, write down 5 to 10 things you're grateful for, including both things that are already in your life, things you are calling in, written as if they already exist. Example, "I'm so grateful for the unexpected $5,000 payment that came in with ease. I feel safe and supported." This begins creating neural familiarity with success. 3. Gratitude walks. Take a walk while mentally listing things you're grateful for. Let your body move in rhythm with your gratitude. Feel the earth. Feel your breath. Feel the power of being alive. Bonus. Walk as your future wealthy self, thanking life in advance. 4. Gratitude reframes. When something goes wrong, ask, "How is this happening for me, not to me?" Even pain can birth power. Even delay can bring wisdom. Finding gratitude in hard moments is not about being fake. It's about being resilient and energetically sovereign. Gratitude for the future, the secret accelerator. One of the most powerful uses of gratitude is this: feeling grateful before the manifestation happens. This is where your magnetic power lives. Because when you thank the universe in advance, you signal certainty, faith, receptivity, alignment. You are not waiting. You are claiming. You are embodying. Example affirmations. I'm so thankful money flows to me effortlessly. I'm grateful for the dream clients who are already finding me. I'm thankful for the financial freedom I'm now living. Thank you, universe, for surprising and delighting me today. This is not delusion. This is alignment, clearing resistance to gratitude. Now let's be honest. There are days when gratitude feels far away, when you're in pain, when money is tight, when fear is loud. And in those moments, your ego might say, "What do I have to be grateful for?" That's okay. Instead of pretending, meet yourself where you are. Start with the smallest thing you can find. A warm shower, clean water, a deep breath, a chance to start again. Let your gratitude grow from there. Gratitude is not perfection. Gratitude is presence. And presence is always available. Final message. Gratitude is the fast track to abundance. Let this truth sink in. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and turns enough into overflow. It is the fastest way to shift your state, to open your field, to accelerate your manifestations, to become a living match for wealth, opportunity, and miracles. You don't have to wait until the conditions are perfect. You don't have to wait until your bank account is overflowing. Start with what you have. Appreciate it, bless it, honor it, and then watch it expand. Because the moment you truly feel, "I am grateful for what is," you tell the universe, "I am ready for what's next." And what's next is more than you can imagine. Giving with the intention to receive. If the law of receiving is about opening yourself to allow, then the law of giving is about opening yourself to flow. Because the truth is this: you cannot receive what you are not willing to give. And you cannot give from lack and expect abundance. Giving and receiving are not opposites. They are partners in the same energetic cycle, like inhaling and exhaling, like the tide going out and the tide coming in. You were designed to be a channel, not a hoarder, not a martyr, but a living vessel through which energy flows in both directions. When you give with the intention to receive, not in manipulation, but in alignment, you unlock the full power of the abundance flow. This chapter will teach you how. Redefining giving. Let's begin by addressing the most common misconception. Giving is only good when it hurts. Giving should be selfless, sacrificial, without expectation. But here's the truth. True giving is joyful, not painful. It expands you, not depletes you. It raises your frequency, not drains it. Sacrifice is not the same as generosity. When you give from obligation, guilt, or fear, you are not actually giving. You are abandoning yourself in the name of worthiness. That is not spiritual. That is not noble. That is energetic self-harm. True giving honors you just as much as it blesses others. Comes from overflow, not emptiness. From desire, not duty. From freedom, not fear. And when you give like this, you invite the universe to give to you in return. Giving opens the channel to receive. Giving is not about being a good person. It's about staying in the flow. Imagine your energy as a river. When you give, you let the water move. You create space. You circulate wealth. You send out a signal. There is more where that came from. And guess what? The universe responds. Because the more you give with joy, with trust, with intention, the more capacity you create to receive. But again, not just any giving creates this. Let's explore the difference. The two energetics of giving. 1. Fear-based giving, lack. This giving says, "I better help or they'll judge me. If I say no, I'm selfish. I'll give and maybe they'll finally love me. I have to prove I'm worthy." This energy contracts. It resents. It exhausts. And it often leads to burnout, bitterness, or martyrdom. It sends a signal to the universe. I don't trust I'm enough. I must earn love. I must earn money. I must earn worth. This is not giving. This is energetic control dressed in virtue. 2. Abundance-based giving, power. This giving says, I give because it feels aligned. I give because I have more than enough. I give because I love, not because I lack. I give because I trust that in this flow, I too am supported. This energy expands. It energizes, creates movement. It opens the channel of wealth. And the universe matches that vibration. Because the universe doesn't reward guilt, it responds to alignment. Giving from overflow, not obligation. Let this become a mantra. I give from my overflow, not from my life force. You are not required to deplete yourself in order to prove your value. In fact, depletion blocks receiving. If you are giving while internally thinking, I can't afford this. I hope this pays off later. I'm doing this, but I don't really want to. You are sending mixed signals. And mixed signals create mixed results. Instead, give only when you feel clear, joyful, and free. It's better to give less with love than more with resentment. Money as an energetic tool for giving. Now let's get real about money. If you were taught that money is bad, dangerous, or corrupt, you may struggle to receive it because deep down, you fear what it will turn you into. But here's the truth. Money doesn't change who you are, it amplifies who you are. And if you are a generous, loving person, then money will only expand your ability to give. You'll support more causes you care about, tip more generously, fund more dreams, help more people, say yes more often. When you shift your relationship with money and see it as a tool for service, you stop pushing it away and start welcoming it with open arms. The intention behind giving. Intentional giving means you infuse your energy into what you give. It's not just the act, it's the heart behind it. Ask yourself, why am I giving this right now? Is this from guilt or from genuine desire? Do I feel free or obligated? Am I trying to manipulate an outcome or simply circulating joy? Remember, intention is everything. Even if you give $1, when it comes from joy and freedom, it carries the vibration of abundance. And abundance always returns. Giving in all forms. We often think of giving as just financial, but you can give in many ways: time, encouragement, attention, resources, wisdom, presence, love. And all of these, when given with joy and clarity, expand your receiving field. Energetic giving creates energetic receiving. That means, compliment someone sincerely and receive unexpected praise later. Offer help joyfully, and someone appears to help you with no strings attached. Give value through your work, and clients flood in effortlessly. This is not a transaction. It's resonance. What you put out must return. It's law. Creating a giving practice. Let's make it real. Here's how to start giving intentionally and powerfully. 1. Decide on your giving vibration. Ask, what energy do I want to infuse my giving with today? Could be joy, trust, freedom, celebration, play. Let that guide your giving in any form. 2. Give freely and let go. Once you give, release the need for a specific return. Don't give and then obsess over when something will come back. That's control, not trust. Instead, give and say, I release this with love, and I trust it will return multiplied, in perfect form and timing. 3. Give where it feels aligned. Don't give where you're being drained, manipulated, or coerced. Your boundaries are just as spiritual as your generosity. Give where your heart says yes. That yes energy multiplies wealth for both you and the receiver. 4. Celebrate your own giving. Notice how good it feels to give with intention. That celebration raises your frequency and builds the identity of someone who lives in overflow. The more you anchor in this identity, the more natural it becomes to receive. Final message. You are a powerful circulator of wealth. You are not here to hoard. You are not here to hustle endlessly. You are not here to suffer in the name of service. You are here to be a channel of energy, of wealth, of value. You are here to circulate abundance in and out like breath. And every time you give with love, you expand the entire field. Not just yours, but the collective field. The law of receiving is powered by the law of giving. When you give from your joy, When you give with the intention of opening, not sacrificing. When you give in trust, not fear, the universe matches your energy. Every single time. And what returns? More than you gave. More than you expected. More than you thought possible. Because you weren't giving to lose. You were giving to align. Now take a breath. Feel the power in your chest. And say this out loud. I give with joy. I receive with ease. I am in the flow. And from this place, let the abundance begin to rise. Opening the channels of receiving. You've done the inner work. You've begun shifting your identity. You've started releasing blocks. You've realigned your mind for wealth. You've practiced gratitude, and you've begun giving with joy. And now, a question arises. One that's subtle, yet life-changing. Am I actually letting abundance in? Because here's the truth. Abundance doesn't just show up. It arrives through open channels. And many people, maybe even you, are working hard, praying, visualizing, and aligning energetically. But the moment abundance shows up at the door, in the form of a gift, an opportunity, a compliment, or money, they unconsciously slam it shut. Why? Because they haven't learned to receive. They're open to the idea of receiving, but when real receiving shows up, they deflect, they diminish, they say, "Oh, you shouldn't have." They feel guilty, they second guess, and the universe, always listening, always responding, backs away. Not because it's punishing them, but because they weren't ready to let it in. Today, that ends. Today, you learn how to become a person who receives fully, freely, and without apology. Receiving is a skill, and you can master it. You were taught how to give. You were taught how to share. You were taught how to be polite, generous, thoughtful. But no one taught you how to receive. How to accept kindness without feeling guilty. How to receive money without downplaying your value. How to be supported without apologizing. How to open your arms and simply say, "Thank you." Most of us learned early that receiving is selfish, weak, dependent, embarrassing, so we closed the door. And here's what happened. We became starved, not just for money, but for love, attention, support, opportunity, and joy. Receiving is not passive. It's not doing nothing. It's an active, energetic posture. Something you can learn, something you can strengthen, something that, when mastered, turns your life into a magnet for miracles. The signs that you're still blocking receiving. Let's check in. If you relate to any of the following, chances are you're still resisting receiving. You feel uncomfortable when someone compliments you. You dismiss or downplay praise. You feel guilty when someone gives you a gift. You feel awkward being the center of attention. You have a hard time asking for help. You say, "I'm fine," when you're really not. You feel like you have to earn everything you get. You reject free things because they make you feel unworthy or suspicious. You struggle to receive payment or raise your prices. You don't allow yourself to rest or be taken care of. These are not small habits. They are deep energetic blocks to abundance. And they tell the universe, "I'm not ready. I don't believe I'm worthy. I can't hold more." But the moment you shift these patterns, the moment you say yes without guilt, you open the floodgates, reprogramming your capacity to receive. Your ability to receive is determined by one thing, your capacity to feel worthy of more. So how do we expand that? Let's begin by redefining worthiness. You are not worthy because you've suffered. You are not worthy because you've proven yourself. You are not worthy because of how much you give. You are worthy because you exist. That is all. That is enough. Abundance is your natural state, not a reward for good behavior, but a reflection of energetic openness. Once you internalize that, receiving becomes easy, natural, safe. Let's look at how to open each major receiving channel. Channel 1, receiving compliments. Yes, we start here, because how you receive a compliment is often how you receive everything. Do you say, "Oh, this old thing"? No, not really. You're just saying that. It's not a big deal. You are deflecting. You're rejecting the energy someone is giving you. Instead, try this. "Thank you. I receive that." Let it land. Feel the praise. Let it nourish you. Let it remind you that you are seen and worthy. Because if you can't receive a compliment, you will have a hard time receiving a contract, a client, a raise, or a miracle. Practice this. It matters. Channel 2, receiving support. Many high achievers struggle here. They feel they must do it all alone. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to owe anyone. I should be able to handle this. So they overwork. They burn out. They isolate. But here's the truth. Asking for and receiving support is strength, not weakness. Abundance often comes through people. Letting someone help you is letting the universe help you. The next time someone offers support, big or small, practice saying, "Yes, thank you." That would mean a lot. Feel how it stretches your nervous system. Let it be uncomfortable at first. Let it be healing. Channel 3, receiving money. Money is neutral, but your ability to receive it is deeply emotional. Ask yourself, do you feel awkward charging what you're worth? Do you hesitate to raise your rates? Do you apologize when clients pay you? Do you spend money with guilt and receive it with fear? That's a closed channel. Here's how to begin shifting. When someone pays you, pause. Say, "I receive this with gratitude." When you spend money, say, "There's always more where that came from." When you undercharge, ask, "Would I pay myself this knowing what I offer?" Your financial abundance is tied to your emotional relationship with receiving money. You must believe you are safe, worthy, and capable of holding more. Channel 4, receiving pleasure, rest, and joy. Many people, especially those raised in hustle culture, block receiving by denying themselves joy. They believe, "I must earn rest. If I slow down, I'll fall behind." Pleasure is indulgent. I can't enjoy this while others are suffering. So they work, push, strive, and live in low-frequency exhaustion. But listen, rest is productive. Pleasure is powerful. Joy is magnetic. Receiving wealth is not just about dollars. It's about how fully you can feel alive. When you receive joy fully, you become a match for abundance. So say yes to the things that nourish you. The nap, the massage, the music, the walk, the moment of beauty. Let it in. That is wealth. Simple daily practices to open your receiving field. Here's how to begin gently, daily, consistently. 1. Daily receiving statement. Each morning, speak aloud. I am open to receiving today, in expected and unexpected ways. I am ready for more. Say it with feeling. Let your body soften. 2. Receiving awareness. Each day, write down 3 things you received. A smile, a compliment, an idea, an act of kindness, payment. Train your mind to notice how much is already flowing your way. 3. Practice saying yes. The next time someone offers help, praise, or support, pause, breathe, and say, "Yes, thank you," even if it feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is the doorway. 4. Mirror work for worthiness. Look in the mirror, place your hand on your heart, and say, "I am safe to receive. I am worthy of more. I allow life to support me." Let yourself tear up if you need to. Let the words land. They are not affirmations. They are activations. Final message. You are the door. Your abundance is not waiting for permission. It's waiting for access. And you are the door. Your job is not to chase. Your job is to open, to expand your field, to increase your capacity, to soften your resistance, to let life give to you. You are worthy. You are ready. You are safe to receive. Not because you've earned it, but because you are a living expression of abundance itself. Now take a breath. Feel the energy around you. It's here. Say it with me. I open. I allow. I receive. And so it begins. Wealth consciousness in action. By now, you've begun to understand something powerful. Wealth is not something you chase. It's something you become. It's not just a number. It's not just a bank balance. It's a state of being, a way of thinking, a way of walking, a way of living. It's a consciousness. You can feel wealth, speak wealth, express wealth long before the external evidence shows up. Because here's the truth. Your outer world doesn't create your inner state. Your inner state creates your outer world. So in this chapter, we take all the energetic shifts you've made, the affirmations, the gratitude, the opening to receive, and translate them into embodied action. Because consciousness without action is fantasy. Wealth consciousness without follow-through is a dream deferred. But when wealth consciousness meets aligned decisions, behaviors, and habits, that's when things change. That's when the shift becomes real. What is wealth consciousness? Let's define it clearly. Wealth consciousness is the internal state of someone who believes there is always more than enough, acts from abundance, not fear, feels worthy of wealth, ease, and luxury, makes decisions based on vision, not lack, treats money with respect, not desperation, expects to receive value and gives value in return, lives from overflow, not survival. This mindset isn't dependent on how much money you currently have. There are broke people with high wealth consciousness, and there are millionaires who still live in scarcity, terrified of losing what they have. Wealth consciousness isn't about how much you have, it's about how you relate to everything you have. It's how you spend, save, speak, invest, earn, trust, and show up in the world. And once you embody this consciousness, your entire world reorganizes to match it. Principle number 1. Act from your future wealth identity. Let's begin with your identity. Every time you make a decision, big or small, you are reinforcing one of two things. The old self, scarcity, fear, doubt. The new self, wealth, trust, expansion. So the question becomes, what would the wealthy version of me do? Not reckless spending, not fake flexing, but intentional decisions based on trust, vision, long-term growth, empowered self-worth. This version of you doesn't obsess over every penny, but honors every dollar. Doesn't panic when an unexpected bill arrives. They respond from grounded clarity. Doesn't settle for what's cheap. They choose what's aligned, lasting, and valuable. This is what it means to act from wealth consciousness. Principle number 2. Stop making decisions based on lack. Let's go deeper. Scarcity is sneaky. It shows up like this. I can't afford that. I shouldn't spend money right now. What if I run out? This opportunity feels right, but I'm scared it won't work out. I'll wait until I have more money to invest in myself. These thoughts seem reasonable. They even sound responsible. But they are rooted in lack, not wisdom. And when you repeatedly make decisions from a place of fear, you reinforce the identity of someone who lacks, who waits, who plays small. Wealth consciousness asks, is this decision coming from fear or from expansion? If it's fear, pause. If it's expansion, trust it, even if it stretches you. Not every expensive choice is wealthy, but every aligned choice builds your wealth identity. Principle number 3. Upgrade how you handle and talk about money. Wealth consciousness shows up in how you interact with money every day. Let's look at how to clean up your energetic and behavioral relationship with money. Attract it without fear. Avoidance is not wealth. Track your income. Track your expenses. Not obsessively, but responsibly. Let it become neutral or even joyful. Say to yourself, money loves attention. I treat it like a trusted partner. Know where it goes. Know how it grows. Know how it flows. That awareness creates power. Speak with financial confidence. Wealthy people don't say, I'm broke. I'm not good with money. I can't afford it. Must be nice for them. These phrases aren't just negative. They train your brain to expect and recreate lack. Replace them with empowered language. It's not a priority for me right now. I'm choosing to circulate money where it matters most. I'm learning how to master my finances. Money comes to me more easily each day. Your words are instructions to your subconscious and your reality. Speak with wealth, and wealth begins to listen. Treat money with respect. Ask yourself, do I crumple cash in my wallet or organize it? Do I feel resentment when I pay bills or appreciation? Do I curse taxes or bless them as a sign of income? Wealth consciousness is not just spiritual. It's practical reverence. Every interaction with money is an opportunity to build trust with it and with yourself. Principle number 4. Invest in expansion. Let's talk about investing not just financially but energetically. People with wealth consciousness invest in their growth. Courses, coaches, experiences, health, time freedom, systems that save them energy. Not impulsively but intentionally. Because they know, when I invest in me, I increase my capacity to receive. They don't wait until they're ready. They choose to become ready through the leap. What is one area of your life that's calling for investment? Time? Energy? Money? Attention? Make the move. Invest in your expansion. That action tells the universe, I trust myself. I am becoming more. And the universe always says, yes. Principle number 5. Practice embodied wealth daily. Wealth consciousness becomes real when it's lived. Here are practices to embody it. 1. Wealth walk. Take a 5 to 10 minute walk each day and repeat. I walk like someone who receives money with ease. I walk like someone who is abundant in every way. I walk like someone who is safe, supported, and free. And so it is. Let your body feel it. Let your posture shift. Let it become real in your nervous system. 2. Spending ritual. Before you spend on bills, groceries, anything, pause and say, this money circulates back to me multiplied. Send gratitude with every transaction. Spend like a creator, not a consumer. 3. Future self-visualization. Each morning or night, close your eyes and ask, what does my wealthy self feel like today? See it, smell it, hear it, let it be you. Then act from that place, even in one small way. Real-world examples of wealth consciousness in action. Here's how it looks in real life. You buy quality over quantity, not for status, but because you value longevity. You stop saying yes out of guilt and start saying yes from alignment. You hire help, not because you can't do it yourself, but because your time is sacred. You no longer tolerate energy leaks, toxic people, undercharging, clutter. You bless your bank account, even when the number is lower than you'd like. You act as if your success is inevitable, because you've trained your body to believe it. That's wealth consciousness in action. Not someday, today. Final message. Be the evidence. People often ask, how will I know when I've activated wealth consciousness? And the answer is, you'll become the evidence. You'll stop needing signs because you are the sign. You'll stop chasing proof because your life will reflect it. You'll stop questioning if it's working because you'll feel it. You'll move differently, speak differently, hold yourself differently, and wealth will flow not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. This is not a performance. It's not a trick. It's not a quick fix. It's who you are now. It's who you've chosen to be. A person who lives from wealth, thinks from wealth, acts from wealth. And because of that, wealth comes naturally, effortlessly, consistently. Now say it out loud and say it like you mean it. I am wealth consciousness in action. I walk in wealth. I move in power. I am the proof that abundance is real. Attracting opportunities through energy. There's a myth that's been circulating for decades. A belief that success only comes through endless grinding. That opportunity is scarce. That you have to fight and claw and compete for every inch of progress. But what if I told you, you don't have to chase opportunities. You can attract them. And not just any opportunities, the right ones. The ones that feel aligned. The ones that come with ease. The ones that expand your wealth and serve your purpose. You see, there's a difference between forced success and magnetized success. The first is exhausting. The second is electric. And in this chapter, you'll learn how to become that magnet. How to stop chasing and start drawing in the clients, money, collaborations, invitations, and breakthroughs you've been trying to hustle your way into. The secret is not effort. It's not strategy. It's energy. Because the highest currency in the universe is not money. It's vibration. The law of resonance. Let's begin with one of the most important universal principles. The law of resonance. This law says that everything in the universe is vibrating, and things of like frequency are naturally drawn to each other. Which means, if you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, you'll attract situations that confirm fear. If you're vibrating at scarcity, you'll attract proof of not enough. If you're vibrating at confidence, abundance, joy, you'll pull in experiences that match that. This isn't mystical. It's physics. You attract what you are, not what you want. Wanting something while simultaneously believing you can't have it cancels the signal. But when you become a vibrational match to the energy of what you desire, life begins to rearrange itself. Alignment over force. Let this become your new mantra. I don't chase. I align. I attract. This doesn't mean you sit on the couch waiting for a miracle. It means you tune your energy first, then take aligned action from that state. Chasing comes from fear. It says, I need this to happen or I'm not safe. If I don't get this opportunity, I'm falling behind. There's not enough to go around. Aligned attraction says, I'm already whole. I trust that what's meant for me is on its way. I'm open, I'm clear, I'm ready, and I'm moving. When you live from alignment, opportunities find you. People are drawn to your energy. Ideas come without strain. The next steps reveal themselves naturally. You become a walking invitation for abundance. The energetics of magnetism. Let's talk about what creates a magnetic field. It's not being loud. It's not being perfect. It's not trying to prove your worth. True magnetism comes from clarity, knowing who you are, what you value, what you're available for. Authenticity, saying what you mean, showing up as you, living in integrity. Joy, doing what lights you up, not what you should do. Self-trust, believing you'll be okay no matter what. Embodiment, not just saying the words, but being the energy. Think about the people you're drawn to. They're not trying to impress. They're simply aligned. They're lit up. They're clear. They're anchored. You feel safe in their presence and inspired. That's the energy that attracts opportunities. Stop broadcasting desperation. Here's the hard truth. If you're constantly thinking, I need this client to say yes. I have to hit this goal or I'm a failure. I'm not where I should be. You're not just feeling those things, you're broadcasting them. And energy doesn't lie. The people you want to hire you, collaborate with you, or invest in you can feel when you're in fear or desperation. Creates resistance. It repels. Not because they're judging you, but because something feels off. The shift? Come back to trust. Detach from outcome. Say, this or something better. The right people find me at the right time. I trust my value and what I bring. This energy, it's safe, it's certain, it's undeniable, and that's what draws people in. Inspired action. The bridge between energy and results. Let's be clear, you still have to act, but not all action is equal. There's a difference between fear-based action. I'm panicking, so I'll try 20 random things. Inspired action. I'm aligned, clear, and the next step feels obvious. Inspired action is efficient, elegant, magnetic. It might look like sending that one email that leads to a new client, making a bold ask that opens a new door, saying no to something misaligned, and instantly making space for something better, posting a message that resonates and spreads like wildfire. The point is, you didn't force it. You followed it. The more you tend to your energy, the more intuitive and aligned your actions become. Daily practices to activate energetic attraction. Let's get practical. Here's how to become an opportunity magnet every single day. 1. Morning magnetism activation. Each morning, stand tall, take 3 deep breaths, and say aloud, I am a magnet for aligned opportunities. I attract success with ease. I follow my highest excitement and trust what flows. Feel your body rise. Let your nervous system register the new command. 2. Follow the energy. Each day, ask, what feels alive today? What lights me up right now? What idea won't leave me alone? And then, take one small step in that direction. This is how you stay aligned with flow, and flow is where the magic is. 3. Detach from outcomes. Before you send the proposal, before you make the offer, before you pitch the idea, pause and say, I release attachment to how this unfolds. I trust that the perfect outcome is already happening. This removes resistance and opens space for better than expected. 4. Celebrate the little yes. Every time something clicks, a new message, a kind word, a random payment, a compliment, an idea, say, I receive that. I'm magnetic. It's working. Celebration expands your field. It tells the universe, more of this, please. Your frequency determines the invitations you get. Here's something most people don't realize. Your energy is your business card. People don't hire you, date you, collaborate with you, or invite you in based on your resume. They respond to your frequency. That's what makes you memorable, trustable, desirable, magnetic. You're not here to beg. You're here to resonate. And when you do, the right people will feel it. The right doors will open. The right wealth will flow in. Final message. You don't need to be found. You need to be lit. There is a version of you that is not trying to be seen, not trying to prove anything, not waiting for permission. There is a version of you that is simply aligned, grounded, clear, radiant. And that version of you is a magnet. Opportunities chase you. Abundance seeks you. People feel you before they even meet you. You don't need to be louder. You need to be brighter. You don't need more followers. You need more alignment. You don't need to push harder. You need to tune your frequency and let it pull. Because when you're truly lit from within, you don't chase anything. You simply attract everything that's meant for you. Now say it aloud, like you mean it. I attract with ease. I radiate clarity and confidence. I am a magnet for miracles. I follow the flow, and the flow always leads to more. And so it is. Living as a powerful receiver. You've reached the final chapter. But this is not an ending. This is a beginning. Because up until now, you've been learning, remembering, activating. You've discovered that abundance isn't something far away. It's something within you. You've dismantled old beliefs. You've rewired your mind. You've opened your energy field to receive. But there is a difference between receiving once and living as a receiver. This chapter is about integration. This is where receiving becomes not a concept, not a technique, but your way of life. This is where you stop dabbling in abundance, and you start embodying it. Because living as a powerful receiver is not something you do occasionally. It's not a 10-minute ritual or a one-time affirmation. It's an identity. And once it becomes who you are, the flow never stops. What is a powerful receiver? Powerful receiver is not greedy, not passive, not dependent, not delusional. A powerful receiver is aligned, worthy, energetically open, rooted in trust, grounded in clarity, living in overflow. A powerful receiver doesn't just accept abundance. They expect it. They live in harmony with it. They share it, circulate it, and grow it. They don't need to prove. They don't need to perform. They don't panic when something leaves, because they know something better is already on the way. They walk with a quiet confidence, a trust that life is always working for them. That's what this chapter is about, helping you become that. The difference between wanting and receiving. There's a powerful distinction to understand. Wanting says, I don't have it yet. Receiving says, it's already mine. I'm just aligning with it. Wanting is often rooted in lack. It's about desire without belief. Receiving is rooted in ownership, energetic ownership. It's about holding the frequency of what you desire now, before you see it. This is what it means to live as a powerful receiver. You're not waiting for proof. You're living as if it's done because on the energetic level it already is. Embodying receiving in daily life. So what does this actually look like? Let's break it down into real-life behaviors. 1. You accept goodness with ease. You don't flinch when someone gives you a compliment, gift, payment, or opportunity. You don't say, you didn't have to. Are you sure? I don't deserve this. You say, thank you. I receive that. You allow the goodness to land. You let yourself feel it. And that signal of openness tells the universe, I'm ready for more. 2. You make aligned decisions without overthinking. You've rewired your nervous system to make decisions from expansion, not fear. So when an opportunity arises, you don't obsess over worst-case scenarios. You check in, does this feel aligned? Is this a yes from my future self? Am I making this decision from love or from lack? Then you move. Quickly, clearly, boldly. That's what powerful receivers do. They trust themselves. 3. You let go without clinging. You don't beg for what's leaving. You don't panic when plans shift. You don't attach your worth to outcomes. You trust that, if it's not this, it's something better. If it leaves, it creates space. What is mine cannot miss me. Powerful receivers know that letting go is not loss. It's alignment. 4. You ask for what you want without apology. You no longer shrink when it's time to ask for what you desire. A raise, a boundary, a sale,
A favor.
a need. You don't over-explain. You don't justify. You state your request with clarity and grace. And whether the answer is yes or no, you remain whole because your worth isn't on trial. 5. You celebrate yourself daily. You no longer wait for others to recognize your greatness. You celebrate your growth, your progress, your efforts, even the invisible ones. Each morning you ask, what am I proud of today? How did I show up with power yesterday? What abundance did I allow in this week? You make receiving normal, not a fluke, not a lucky break, but your new standard. Habits of a powerful receiver. Let's solidify this with some anchoring practices. Cyclone receiving meditation, 2 to 3 minutes daily. Each morning, place your hand on your heart and speak aloud. I am open. I am safe. I am ready. I receive now. Visualize light pouring into you. Love, money, ideas, opportunities. Let your breath deepen. Let it become real in your body. Light bulb evening receiving reflection. Ask before bed. What did I allow myself to receive today? What am I willing to receive even more of tomorrow? Did I say yes to myself today? Write it down. Notice what's expanding. Sparkles energetic affirmations throughout the day. It's safe to receive more. I trust the timing of my abundance. Every time I exhale, I make space to receive. What I want wants me too. I allow it all in with grace. Let these become your second language. Releasing guilt for having more. A huge block to living as a powerful receiver is the guilt that says, if I have more, others will have less. But that's not how the universe works. Abundance is not a pie you're taking slices from. It's a field you activate through frequency. The more you receive, the more you can give. The more you can model what's possible. The more you expand the field for everyone. You're not taking from anyone. You're becoming more, and showing others they can too. So release the guilt. Receive with joy. Know that your expansion is a gift to the world. Wealth as your natural state. Living as a powerful receiver is not about proving anything. It's about returning to your nature. Abundance is not outside of you. It's not locked behind effort. It's not reserved for the chosen few. It's already here, waiting for your yes. When you live from this truth, the chase ends. The grasping ends. And in its place is peace, trust, ease, overflow. That's the reality you were born for. Final message. You are the vessel. You are not the source of abundance. You are the vessel. You are not the creator of flow. You are the conduit. Your job is not to control the how. It's to open, align, and allow. Every day, choose to live in the energy of, I am already blessed. I trust life. I welcome more. I receive so I can overflow. Because when you live like that, not just occasionally but daily, you unlock a rhythm that is unshakable. You become the kind of person who doesn't just attract wealth, but holds it, multiplies it, shares it, becomes it, and all without hustle, without burnout, without guilt. This is the law of receiving. It's not magic. It's not hype. It's you fully remembered. Now breathe with me. Let this land in your body. Say it aloud, one last time. I am a powerful receiver. I welcome miracles. I live in abundance. I trust the flow. And I allow more now. You're ready. You always were. Now go live it.